Hello dear students and welcome to EduTap. So guys, we're back with another session for NABARD Grade A Phase 1 and guys, in this session we are going to discuss the previous year exam that was given in the year 2019. So we discussed the paper of 2020 yesterday, and today we are going to discuss the paper that was conducted in the year 2019. So guys, if you can, I think we're live. If you can see me, if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up in the chat box. And guys, before we begin, I would like to inform you that we are offering a 35% discount on all our courses for RBI, NABARD, SEBI, and all the combo courses. And today is the last day of this sale of this offer, and that is the code is EID35, right? All right, guys. So let's begin the session and let's try to see what level of questions were given in the year 2019 and how many questions from which section. So first 4 questions were on sentence improvement. We'll try to solve a few questions as we go, right? And you can find the PDF of this session, of this paper in our Telegram group, the link of which has been given in the description of the video. Right, so let's try to solve these questions together, guys. So some part of the sentence was given in bold and replacements were given in the options, and you had to find which of the replacements is the best one. So the question number 1, some respondents do not agree to these are knee-perk reactions and a more scientific approach was needed to tackle pollution. I think R should not be there. So this should be some respondents do not agree to these knee-perk reactions. So for knee-perk reactions, the options have been given: knee-jerk reactions, knee-crack reactions, knee-drop reactions, knee-deep reactions, or no corrections required. So what do you say, guys? What should be the correct answer for question number 1? Some respondents do agree to these knee-perk reactions. So this was basically a phrase, and I think the correct option was knee-jerk reactions. So guys, what is a knee-jerk reaction? When have you seen with doctors, when they test for osteo, related to any disease that is related to bones, right? Right. So if you've seen old patients, when they are hit on their knee, there is a sudden reaction. There is a reflex. So that is called knee-jerk reaction. So similarly, for pollution, people are used to getting knee-jerk reactions. When they feel something happening around them, that is when they start, start taking actions. So the correct option is option number 1. Similarly, question number 2, there has hardly been a day in 8 years where I haven't been inspired to walk out into my porch to capture an unusual call or species. So what should be the correct answer here, guys? There has hardly been a day in 8 years where I haven't, when I haven't, then I haven't, when I haven't, or where I haven't. So guys, when we are talking about a day, we cannot use where or than. So option number B is wrong. Option number D is wrong. So the correct option is either A or C. When I haven't been inspired to walk out into or walk out onto my porch. Yes, guys. Good evening, DK. Welcome to the session. Ritu says A. No, Ritu, the correct option is option number C. There has hardly been a day in 8 years when I haven't been inspired to walk out onto my porch. Porch क्या होता है? घर के सामने जो खाली एरिया होता है थोड़ा सा, जैसे यहाँ घास वास उगा लेते हैं, पार्क जिसको बना लेते हैं, right? So that is what we need to understand. The difference was between into and onto. Into is when you enter an enclosed area. No, Vandana, correct option is option number C. It is when I haven't been inspired to walk onto my porch, right? So that is how they create these questions. So there were 4 questions like this. When we expect the addition of these two high quality portfolios to be highly complementary for our existing assets and to contribute to long-term leasing growth as India's leading mobile operators accelerate their 4G network deployments. We expect the addition of these two high quality portfolios to be highly complementary for, to highly complement to be highly complement for, to be highly complemented to be highly complementary to. Yes, guys. What should be the correct option for question number 3? Says C. DK says D. Very well done, DK. The correct Vandana, Ekta, Mahesh. No, Mahesh, not C. The correct answer is option number D. So complementary for is not used, complementary to, because, and you can also find it in the next phrase. We expect the addition of these two high quality portfolios to be highly complementary to our existing assets and to contribute to long-term leasing growth as India's leading mobile operators accelerate their 4G network deployments. So correct option is option number D. In C, it is complemented to, but it is complementary. Complemented is a verb. Complementary is an adjective. Mahesh, Ritu, got it? It's option number D. Let's look at question number 4. Businesses have been disrupted by last year's ban on high value notes and the rollout of a goods and services tax. Businesses have been disrupted by last year's ban on high value notes and the rolling out of goods and services tax, rollout of goods and services tax, rolled out of a goods and services tax. Good, Vandana. Very good, DK. Arey, Black Shadow is here. Long time no see. No, Ritu. Rolled out is a wrong form of verb to be chosen. Have been disrupted by last year's ban on high value notes and the rollout of. Now, guys, is not used with tax. So, correct option is option number B, rollout of goods and services tax. Correct option was very good, Ekta. Very good, Mahesh. Correct option is option number B. So guys, there were 4 questions on sentence improvement in the year 2019. Guys, we are analyzing the paper, what type of a paper and what level of questions they throw at you in the exam, that it becomes easy for you to prepare. All right, guys. Then there were double fillers. So there were 5 double fillers that were given in the question in the paper, and let's try to solve a few. Yes. Here is a case to be made for the center to give telecos relief by dash spectrum payments and reducing the burden of high telecom dash. So here is a case to be made for the center to give telcos relief by advancing and grants, hindering spectrum payments, deferring, offering, or none of these. None of these would not be applied here, right? Here is a case to be made for the center to give telcos relief by, I think, yes, guys, let's see what you choose first, and then I'll give you my answer. Anna says A, Ritu says C, DK C, Ekta A, Mahesh A. By advancing spectrum payments and reducing burden of high telecom grants. No, guys, correct option is option number C. There is a case to be made for the center to give telecos relief. When you're giving relief, you're deferring spectrum payments. Spectrum payments are to be made by the telecom industry. So by deferring spectrum payments and reducing the burden of high telecom levies. Yes, very good, Ritu. So correct option is option number C. महेश एक था गलत हो गया आपकी बार. Very good, DK. Very good, Black Shadow. Chalo, question number 6. Let's look at that. India has been unable to dash the philanthropic potential of its diaspora because the latter perceives the development sector to be corrupt and inefficient and is dashed by regulatory constraints and unfavorable tax policies. Diaspora क्या होता है guys? वो लोग जो इंडिया से बाहर जाके वहाँ पे काम करते हैं, that population is called diaspora. Okay? जैसे आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारे इंडियंस ऑस्ट्रेलिया, कनाडा, यूएसए, यूरोप, लंदन, चाइना, व्हाट नॉट. So people working abroad, people living abroad but of Indian origin are called diaspora. So India has been unable to discover, leverage, respond, deduce the philanthropic potential and is afraid, overwhelmed, vibrant or crippled. Yes guys, what should be the correct option for option number question number 6? ओवरवेल्म होता है तो खुश हो जाना, बहुत ज्यादा इंप्रेस हो जाना. Very good guys. No, Vandana, it's not A, it's D. See, India has been unable to deduce the philanthropic potential of its diaspora because the latter here they're talking about the diaspora, right? The population living abroad, because the latter perceives the development sector to be corrupt and inefficient and is crippled by regulatory constraints and unfavorable tax policies, right? So this is we are talking about the development sector. So correct option is option number D. Let's look at next question, guys. The vast majority of alcohol consumers are occasional drinkers. Hence, if any dash are placed in their path to consumption, many of them will dash their drinking behavior, right? So the vast majority of alcohol consumers are occasional drinkers. Hence, if any hurdles, incentives, fallacy, conformity are placed in their path to consumption, many of them will curtail, abandon, buoyant, or rebel. Yes, guys. What do you think should be the correct option here? Vast majority of alcohol consumers are occasional drinkers. Hence, if any incentives are placed in their path to consumption, incentives are placed, they'll be lured to do so. डीके देखो, अगर इंसेंटिव अगर आप रख दोगे on their path to consumption, so incentive on their path to consumption, they'll be forced to consume. But hurdles, correct option is option number A, not B. The vast majority of alcohol consumers are occasional drinkers. Hence, if any hurdles are placed in their path to consumption, many of them will curtail their drinking behavior, not abandon, curtail. Rebel is to revolt. Buoyant, something that floats. So C and D are absolutely wrong. Correct option was between A or B. Incentives are to lure somebody, right, to do something. Correct option is option number A, guys. Question number 8. While the financial strain on telcos and churn in the market may make regulatory intervention dash, a heavy-handed approach would be dash. While the financial strain on telcos and churn in the market may make regulatory intervention delusion, panic, tempting, ambush. A heavy-handed approach would be deliberatory, accelerated, counterproductive, criticized. I think that's very easy. Absolutely, Abhinav. Very good. Vinita. नहीं DK. ये ग्रामर से सॉल्व होता है. While the financial strain on telcos and churn in the market may make regulatory intervention delusional could have been there. Panic is wrong. Ambush is wrong. Correct option is C. It may make regulatory intervention tempting. A heavy-handed approach would be counterproductive. Correct option is option number C. While the financial strain on telcos and churn is the ups and downs in the market may make regulatory intervention tempting. That central government may be tempted to intervene, but a heavy-handed approach would be counterproductive. Absolutely. पूरा ग्रामर तो नहीं अभिनव, बट बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ लैंग्वेज तो होना जरूरी है कि क्या एडजेक्टिव वर्ब फॉर्म ठीक चल रहा है नहीं चल रहा है, राइट? वो सब होना तो बहुत जरूरी है इसके लिए. Guys, there were 4 questions. Now there is another question. Yes, on double fillers. Let's solve this. The lawyer took the rare step of reading part of her dash aloud from the bench dash in the special collar she reserved for such occasions. The lawyer took the rare step of reading part of her memoir, part of her mind, part of her dissent, or part of her confusion aloud from the bench dash in the special collar, hung in the special collar, drape in the special collar, clad, or looking in the special collar she reserved for such occasions. Yes, guys, what should be the correct option here? Quickly. Then memoir are it's a form of diary, where you write your memories. That's called memoir. सबको A या B लग रहा है? Hey guys, the correct option is option number C. Now, what is dissent? Dissent is contradiction, difference of opinion. So when a lawyer, if you know the formalities of a court, whenever a lawyer has to protest to something, it is called a dissent. So the lawyer took the rare step of reading part of her dissent aloud from the bench where she was sitting. Clad is hidden in the special collar she reserved for such occasions. The collar is not drape. Clad is something that is attached to something. So clad is basically when you clad your dress with sparkles. So special collar, a place where you can hide. Lawyers wear those black coats, right? So they have these collars inside where they can put some piece of document. So the lawyer took the rare step of reading part of her dissent. Why would a lawyer read her memoir aloud in the court? Guys, लॉजिक भी तो कोई चीज़ है ना यार. अपने जो पर्सनल मेमोरीज का जो डायरी है उसको वो कोर्ट में क्यों पढ़ेगी यार? So the lawyer took the rare step of reading part of her dissent aloud from the bench, clad in the special collar she reserved for such occasions. All right. So guys, there were 5 questions on double fillers in the year 2019. So we are just analyzing the paper. Let's see. Okay, then there were 4 questions on reading comprehension. This was the passage. So you can read this passage and you can solve the questions. We'll provide the PDF to you in the Telegram group after this session, guys. So you can join a Telegram group if you haven't done so. The link is given in the description of the video. So I think it was not a very difficult passage. It was it could be easily understood, but it was again on GDP growth, And there were 4 questions on this passage, which were basically factual questions. So 4 questions on RC, reading comprehension. Let's move ahead. Yes. Now 15. Then 6 questions for close test. Next portion was close test. You know what close test is, right? You're given a paragraph with blanks and you have to find the apt words for these blanks. Ritu, read the questions first. Understand the crux of the passage. Try to figure out the keywords in the questions and then read your passage, calmly, patiently. In one reading, you have to solve all the questions as you go. That is the best trick to solve reading comprehension. So let's see what type of close test was given. With the anticipated end of the country's dash from global commerce in the nuclear field, India-Russia nuclear partnership will enter a new phase. National Security Advisor M.K. Narayanan told his Russian interlocutors in Moscow. Mr. Narayanan is discussing security, defense, and regional security dash with the Russian officials. He said the reopening of nuclear collaboration would not dash mean expanding the dash in constructing the nuclear plant at Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu, but also collaboration in new projects, according to Andrei Orlov, chief of PIR Center, Center for Policy Studies, a quasi-government think tank, dash by influential persons in the decision-making process. In addition, India indicated that cooperation dash to be extended to other strategic fields such as space. The NSA also indicated that the clouds over India-US deal had almost lifted despite misgivings in some Indian political circles outlining the Russian position. Dr. Orlov described the deal as a rare bird in the US-Russian relations, as both the countries seem to be supporting India in its bid to break out of nuclear seclusion. Right? So this is the simple passage that was given. Let's try to solve a few. With the anticipated end of the country's dash from global commerce, collaboration, involvement, participation, presence, or isolation. With the anticipated end of the country's dash from global commerce in the nuclear field, India-Russia nuclear partnership will enter a new phase. With the anticipated end of countries, yes guys, collaboration, involvement, participation, presence, or isolation. Very good, Vinita. So how to solve close test? Read the whole paragraph once without looking at the options, so that you can get the gist of the passage. The tone of the paragraph, and that is when you will be able to decide what should be the correct option here. So they're talking about, India has been isolated in the nuclear race. After this deal, it will not be so. So with the anticipated end of the country's isolation from global commerce in the nuclear field, India-Russia nuclear partnership will enter a new phase. NSA advisor Narayanan told his Russian interlocutors in Moscow. Mr. Narayanan is discussing security, defense, and regional security dash with Russian officials. And regional security problem, aspect, issues, facet, or personnel. Yes, guys, what should be the option for second question number 16? Very good, Black Shadow. Very good, Vinita. Very good, Ritu Ranjan. Very good, Rishabh. So, issues, yes. So, Mr. Narayan is discussing security, defense, and regional security issues with Russian officials. He said the reopening of nuclear collaboration would not dash mean expanding the dash in constructing the nuclear plant at Kudankulam. So he said the reopening of nuclear collaboration would not again mean, only mean, all mean, have mean, or also mean. It's an easy one, guys. Very good, Anita. Very good, DK. Would not, क्या आना चाहिए यहाँ पे? Very well done, Black Shadow. Sorry, गलत मार्क कर दिया. Would not only. So he said reopening of nuclear collaboration would not only mean expanding the dash in construction, would not only mean expanding the dash in expanding the space, area, relationship, existence, or resources. Yes, guys, would not only mean extending space, area, relationship, existence, or resources. would not only mean expanding the, but also collaboration in new projects, according to Andrei Orlov. So guys, he said that reopening of nuclear collaboration would not only mean expanding the, what should be the correct option? Expanding the space, area, relationship, existence, or resources? Cannot extend resources, Vinita. Collaboration, see, relationship. It would not only mean extending relationship. Guys, read it carefully. So he said it reopening of nuclear collaboration would not only mean expanding the relationship in constructing the nuclear plant at, but also collaboration in new projects. See, that's what they mean. So the relationship in constructing, expanding the relationship in constructing the nuclear plant at Kudankulam, but also collaboration in new projects, according to Andrew Orlov, chief of PIR Center, a quasi-government think tank dashed by influential persons. Dashed by influential persons, backed by, supportive by, owned by, overcome by, or dominating by. Yes, Vinita. There are many things that we cannot build alone. So there is a relationship that we have a deal with other countries that they will help. No, we will help. We will have this deal, and there will be a mutual relationship. They will help us build this nuclear power plant in India. Correct. The collaboration and relationship. How can you expand resources? Extend hota to I could have understood Ritu and Vinita, but correct. So यहाँ पे क्या आना चाहिए? Backed by. Very good. तो क्या कह रहा है? According to Andrei Orlov, chief of PIR Center, a quasi-government think tank backed by influential persons in the decision-making process. In addition, India indicated that cooperation dash be extended to other strategic fields such as space. So, in addition, India indicated that cooperation dash be extended. Can't be, will be, was be, would be, may be. Very good. Backed by the think tank, and very good, Vinita. It may be extended. See, it's quite easy to solve these questions, guys. See, so this is the level of questions that they are going to throw at you in the exam. Can't be, Rishabh, nahi. See, they're saying, in addition, India indicated that cooperation may be extended to other strategic fields such as space. And I say also indicated that the clouds over India-US deal had almost lifted in this and this. Guys, this is the type of close test that they provide you, right? Let's look at other questions, guys. Then there were grammatical error, but this was a different type of error detection, guys. Please read the instructions carefully. Now, this was quite tricky. In each of the questions, a sentence is divided into 5 parts, namely A, B, C, D, E, in which two. There was not one error. There were 2 errors. There are 2 of the parts have some grammatical or contextual error in them. You have to identify which pair among the given alternatives represents the parts that contain these errors. If none of the parts has any error, then mark option 5, no error as your answer. So there were 2 parts which had error in them. Let's try to solve one, and then I'll show you the other questions, and you can find the whole paper in the Telegram group, guys. All right. So let's solve one question. The Iraqi parliament on Sunday voted of expel the US troop from its territory, which have be there to help the Iraq dispensation fight the Islamic State terror group. The Iraqi parliament on Sunday voted of expel the US troops from its territory, which have be there to help the Iraq dispensation fight the Islamic State terror groups. So, see guys, it's quite easy. The Iraqi parliament on Sunday voted to expel the US troops from its territory, which have been there. So correct option was B and C. So D is the correct option. So such are the questions that are given to you guys, right? So I think they're not very difficult, but they can be surprising to you. So guys, such questions are thrown at you in the paper. So do read these previous year papers before you walk into the exam, so that you have a good idea what type or what level of questions would be thrown at you, right? So I'll just show you all the questions. There were 5 questions on error detection. There were 5 questions on error detection, namely finding the pair. Right. Then there was another reading comprehension passage, which was a big one, and I think there were um, 7 questions this time on this paper. It was based on the working of agriculture and different schemes launched by the government to help it, and there were words given in bold. The vocabulary was also asked, so there were very factual questions that were given, and then you had to give an appropriate title to the passage, right? Then there were questions which had synonyms and antonyms. There were 2 questions on synonyms and antonyms. So there are basically 6 questions on, again, on 7 questions, not 6. I think there were 7 questions again on RC. See, so you can read this passage and you can try to solve these questions. Then these were the tricky questions. These 4 questions, 5 questions, they were very tricky, guys. Now read the instructions carefully. In the questions given below, a passage has been given with a number of statements in bold. Now, these statements may or may not be correct grammatically and contextually. You are required to study each of these bold statements and choose from the options that one which contextually and grammatically replaces the given sentence best. If the given statement is correct as well, appropriate, choose option E as your answer. So, this was a tricky question, guys. So you were given not one sentence, you were given many paragraphs. So paragraph number A, paragraph number B, then paragraph number C, paragraph number D, paragraph number E. So it was almost like a passage. So then they had given you questions. For first bold sentence, you were given 4 sentences, and you had to find which of these is contextually and grammatically correct there. So this was a time consuming part. ऋषभ, थोड़ा सा टाइम का इशू है यार, है ना, नथिंग एल्स. आई हैव टू कवर द होल पेपर. But I will try reading comprehension. We will conduct a session especially on reading comprehension. But these sessions are just to show you how the paper looks like and what level of questions are being given to you. Right? Sure, Vinita, please. So then there were 1, 2, 3, and 4 questions on, again, you have to find what could be the replacement of these highlighted words, right? So then there were again 4 questions on sentence replacement. And these 2 questions, they were, yes, so 3 questions now were given. In the given question, a word has been mentioned, and there are 3 ways in which the word has been used. So a word was given to you, fudge, for example, and it has been used in 3 different ways. So we had to find, you are required to check which of these sentences have correctly used the highlighted word and mark that your answer. So this was again a tricky one, but if you control the language, it would be easy. All the participants were treated with a square of fudge at the entrance of a conference. Fudge is a chocolate here, an ice cream or chocolate. The government has been fudging the figures of GDP to show that the economy is in the pink of its health. Fudging means twitching. That means chhed-chad karna. This new offer of settlement is excellent, going by the terms and conditions, and it seems the management really wants it to be the fudge that has been missing from the negotiations. Yes, Vinita, please ask your doubt. What was your doubt? Yes, guys, could you solve this question in the meantime for me? No, Vinita, of course, you should not answer all the questions, but there would be a qualifying percentage. So let's see what the qualifying percentage would be. But to be on the safer side, out of 30 questions, you should at least attempt 15 to 20, right? But with accuracy, right? Don't just attempt for the sake of attempting, because there is negative marking. So you should not attempt all the questions, because then you would not be able to solve other subjects, other sections like reasoning and quants, right? So there is a certain percentage of questions that you should answer. For English, it should be between 15 to 20, correct? But with efficiency and accuracy. Very good. Not C, A. Fudge is a soft creamy candy. चॉकलेट कैंडी जो मैं आपको बता रहा था, सो ए भी ठीक है. एंड फज इज ऑल्सो मीन्स ट्विचिंग विद द नंबर्स, राइट, छेड़छाड़ करना. बट सी में ये गलत यूज किया हुआ है. तो करेक्ट ऑप्शन वाज ऑप्शन नंबर ए. Then two more questions were given on the similar pattern. One was vulnerable and one was implication. So I want you to solve these questions as a homework, guys. And I want you to answer these last two questions in the comment section of the video. Rest of the paper you can try on your own, the comprehension and the close test part. But this section, these last two questions, I want you to answer in the comment section of the video, right? And now I'm open to any doubts or any queries, guys. So for the analysis of the video, there were, I think, 11 questions on RC, 6 questions on close test. But to my surprise, guys, in the year 2019, there was no question on rearrangement of sentences. There were 10 questions on sentence replacement or sentence improvement. So they can, guys, surprise you every year with different type of questions, right? Then there were 4 questions on error, I think 5 questions on error detection, right? And then there were 5 questions that were new, miscellaneous questions that we can see in the last 3 questions. Guys, all in all, it was a tricky paper, surprising paper for the students. But if you're smart, if you've prepared well, I think it was easy. The cutoff in 2019 was 6.75 out of 40 marks. So if you had even, done 7, 8, 9 questions correct out of in this paper, that would have solved the purpose. But in this year, in the year 2020, I'm again repeating, guys, I'm repeating the same thing that I did yesterday. There would be 30 questions this time, and this time it would be qualifying. So let's say the qualifying, let's keep it the worst case scenario. Let's say 40% is the qualifying marks. Let's assume it could be 30, it could be 40, ranging between 30 to 40, right? So if it's 40, the number of questions you must answer correctly would be 12. If it's 30, then it should be 9. So that's why I said the number of questions that you must attempt is between 15 to 20 and with accuracy, right? Is negative marking given in passing affect the subject which is for merit? Yes, of course, Ritu. Negative marking would be there for all the subjects, but your merit will be based on ARD, ESI, and current affairs. Once reasoning, English, and computer, these sections would be qualifying, right? Sir, yes, we do provide online classes, not live classes. We have live sessions on YouTube, Rishabh, but we have recorded sessions. So we provide you recorded sessions so that you can use it with your ease. You can use it, you can watch it anytime you want. So that's why we have kept the sessions recorded so that you can watch it anytime you want. Keeping live sessions, makes it an obligation for you to be present at a certain point of time in the day where many people cannot, right? So that's why we have these sessions recorded. All right, guys, that was it for today's session. And again, I would like to inform you that we are offering a 35% discount on all our courses, including RBI, NABARD, SEBI, and combo courses, and the code is E35. And this sale is valid up till 23rd of July. That is today. So don't lose out on this offer, and start working, guys. Start working hard, start preparing for your exam, and we are always there to support you. Guys, if you have any other queries, please feel free to contact us on this number 81462072241, or you can drop us an email at hello@edutap.co.in, and this is our website, guys. Guys, thank you so much for joining in. We will provide the PDF of this session in the Telegram group, the description of which is given in the link of this video. You can join our group and you can get all the PDFs for free, right? That is it for today, guys. I'll be back soon with more sessions of such kind. And yes, I will take a separate session for reading comprehension, close test, rearrangement, so that we can see how to solve these questions, these bulky questions which hold 10 questions or 5 questions in one chunk, right? So we will take those sessions in the near future, but till then, just, keep on working hard, keep on preparing, guys, right? So guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining. Take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy learning to all of you.